Okay, it's hard to pick which of these belongs in the right, order, hierarchy of what's most important. Stationary heel, I would say I could bump it all the way up to number 2. I have it at number 5 right now, but it's really important to not keep this heel on the ground and try to move your body. It just doesn't work. So again, that's one of the things that I'm always trying to get students and CE students to lift their heel up off the ground, because this is the pivot that all this movement is going to take place around. When you have your foot on the ground, you don't have a pivot, right? Movement happens typically around some kind of pivot. So if this is not the pivot point, then really my spine has to be the pivot point, right? And then I'm gonna have to do something like this to get over to Ellen. If I have my foot up and this is the pelvic, this is the pivot point, I can move my body like this. I can open up my hip and come back here and do something like this. I can close my hip down if I want to come in here. This is very important. So if I am, Ellen has her clothes on right now, so it's like kind of hard to show like the sort of big effleurage sort of strokes. But if I come here and I want to come here, and if I want to do something where I'm moving up her leg like this, you can see I can just plant my foot with my heel off the ground and make that a pivot. And as I turn, you can see how much territory I cover with my forearm. I cover a lot of territory with this pivot. So that means I don't have to be doing this thing. Oh, and I just took the curve out of my lumbar spine when I did that, and it's hard and it's tiring. So I can go like this, right? Depend on my hip ligaments, my strong anti-gravity muscles, and I can do this kind of movement. I'm going to come on this other side for a minute. If I'm going to come and work across Ellen's body, and I'll come on this other side so that you can see also. If I were going to come and do something like this, right, you can see that this is how much this foot is working, right? This foot is working. For me to come up, this foot is working. For me to make some kind of circular motion, if I were doing something like this, you can see that this is the pivot that this is happening around. If my foot is stationary, then I have to do this. And not that your vertebrae, of course, and your trunk can't rotate, but it's a little different than being able to drop your hip down like that. It's a little different rotating on a ball and socket than it is on all these, little vertebral joints, relying on them to do the rotation. So that heel on the ground, get it up off the ground. This is what's going to propel you forward. This is how we're moving. And this is how we're moving, right? We're not moving like this. Again, if we think of our pointers, right, we're not doing this. We're doing this. In order to do this, we have to be using this back foot is what is pushing us forward, right? Just like if we were in starting blocks and getting ready to run. You don't start flat down like this, right? We're up like this so that we can push off. So stationary heel is going to hurt your body over time, and that's all there is to it. This will help you have a long, healthy massage career. It'll help you be able to get deeper and connect in the tissue a different way than doing this. Hard to keep an even pressure when this is how you're doing this. Because here I don't have a lot of weight. Now I have a lot of weight and I can't propel forward, right? So we are pushing off with our heel and moving forward like this. We get a nice steady pressure that way, nice connection to the tissue. So I just can't say it enough. If you're not sure what you're doing, and I have people say, like, my heel isn't on the ground, and then we take a video, and absolutely the heel's on the ground, right? Or people will do this. They'll lift their heel up, and then they'll still move from here. They're kind of faking it. So they break their heel off the ground, but they're just sort of still moving here. This is what we need to do. We need to get our pelvis neutral, right? So that little pointer is pointing to the ground, and then this is what we're doing, right? Back and forth like this. Footwork is really important. I would say like just a very large portion of our body mechanics stuff is footwork, really. So heel up off the ground. You need some toes that are able to flex. My shoe's untied. But yeah, so this might be something you haven't done for a while, like flex this much on your toes. So they'll get stronger the more that you do it. And yeah, it'll help your body immensely.